Hi, hello, good afternoon, everyone. I guess most of you are not back yet. That's okay. So, this is Gayathri Reddy, a 26-year-old young entrepreneur, co-founder, and managing director of Bell Plus Media Private Limited. So, I'm here today to talk on the evolution of DOH in the field of advertising. And before we get into the technical part of that, let's see how we have evolved as a company in the DOH market. Okay? So, well, the world around us is not the same, and everyone in it has got a different perspective for life. Yes, out of which few of them would love to lead a very safe, secure, simple, and subtle life, whereas the others, they would always love to take risks. They never wanted a risk-free life. They would never settle with what they have and what they are. Yes, and so I'm one among them who would never love to settle with what it is and keep looking out for exploring opportunities and keep evolving myself as a person and as a company in the DOH market. So it's like never settling for anything less rather than the first place. So having completed my education and my postgrad course at the Cambridge University, maybe I realized the facts that no B school or no tech school which will actually teach you the business right from the next immediate day once you're passed out of your grad. Oh, a lot of fans for that, good. And so what it is, like once I'm done with the education, I have actually started and looking out for opportunities. So when it was going through this phase of life, right one day, I've encountered to check on an incident. That is the day when we were actually working for a social cause in the Rotary Club. Okay, so what was our task? It's like we have to get in the kids of the age from 5 to 10 years, participate in the maths quiz that we were conducting. So obviously, the right target audience for us would be the kids' parents. And we try to target them right at their residences. After a long struggle of around 3 to 4 days, we were able to put up a very small flex in the elevator lobby of these residential communities, and where there is hardly any people's intervention there. So that is the time we actually realized that there are a lot of gaps that has to be filled in the field of marketing, especially in the residential and closed community private space marketing. Yes, so that is the time we came up with the smart screen solutions. So we at Bell Plus Media, what we try to create, so before that, maybe we'll just check with what are the problems that have been coming up with the traditional media. So back in the days when there were traditional flex and print media, what were the problems then faced? For example, let's take a city where there is around 400 square feet of space which has to be filled with a flex vinyl board. Okay, so, and it is a campaign, for example, of 1 month. I put up a display. I fill it up with a vinyl sheet, and right after 1 week, I just wanted it to replace with some other content. Yes, for example, it is a food delivery app, and it has got some discounts for the first week and a change in the discounts for the second and third consecutive weeks. So there is no way that we replace all these vinyl boards, flex boards with new updating content, because that again involves a lot of manpower and a lot of budgets. So these kind of problems have been taking place in the traditional marketing, which has been ruled out by the social media and digital marketing. So with the growing platforms in the social media, then the next kind of marketing was the digital marketing. And again, it was not able to completely fill in the gaps. What happened there? The measurability, the tracking, and the monitoring of your ads was a problem in the social media marketing. For example, if you're a jeweler client and you want to promote your brand, and you would definitely love to target the audience only, suppose, in a radius of 10 to 12 miles around your store, and that can definitely not be done through the social media marketing or the digital marketing. Yes, so these kind of gaps have been filled by the smart screen network, which we try to create with the Bell Plus Media. So what we do is we fix up the dual smart screens in the elevator lobbies of the private spaces. Let them be the residential communities, the premium malls, and also the IT common working spaces. So what we do, it is a dual screen where the top screen is given to the client for advertising their brand, and the bottom screen is an added advantage to the property holder, let that be any private space holder. Yes, so what we try to do here is we came up with an amazing software where we created the pre-campaign and post-campaign benefits for the brand. So what comes under the pre-campaign benefits are, for example, if you want, maybe you will be the right person who wanted to talk to your brand rather than someone else taking up and doing that job for you. Yes? So what it is you can log into the portal, design your own template, like what kind you want it in terms of a video with an audio, or just the template, some kind of QR codes you want to put for the tracking. So you can you can design your own template and upload it for the inventory that you wanted to choose all across your city, all across your country, or across the world. So select the inventory, design your template, and get it uploaded from the client interface, which is an end-to-end interface without involving any other marketing agencies or any marketing vendors right there. Yes, that is one. And for example, if, let's take it with an example, you have a food delivery app, okay? All right, that has got a week-long campaign, and on the Mondays, it has got given some offers on pizzas, on Tuesdays on some Italian food, and Thursdays on some other food. So it needs to keep changing the data every day, which is not possible in any other traditional media. So we have created the software in such a way that all these templates, all these things which has to be done on the data lines and the timings can be set as per the software. Yes. And once the campaign is live and you go get across through the payment portal, the campaign is live within not more than 5 minutes across all the screens in the world, post the campaigns. So doing the campaign is not a tough job, but once it is done, the monitoring, the tracking, and the operation of that was a challenge in most of the traditional media. So what we do here is once the campaign is done, or maybe right in the process of its happening, we provide the client with the reports, with the log reports. So what the reports exactly says, it gives you an analysis of the viewership count, how many people have seen that, how many number of times the ad has been played, how many women, how many men, and all these details, all the analysis of this is given to you in the proper log reports, which will help you analyze on how to further take your brand forward. Yes, and for example, if you're doing a campaign somewhere in the West and you can't physically go and check if the screen is on or if the flexboard is on, or if it's torn up, if there is some other brand which is getting promoted there, you need a proof of play for everything, right? So in this case, we have created the software in such a way that whenever the client wants to check with what is happening over the screen, he can just log into the portal and check with the screenshots or the live updates of what's happening over the screen. And in case of by any chance, if there was any screens down and if he has that doubt of play, he can just check with all the monitoring happening on the software. So we try to incorporate all this in our existing software. So this is the way we connect through the cloud software, through all the media assets placed all across the world. So we'll just check a quick walkthrough of how the inventory of the media assets is happening. You can pause that, not a problem. I guess there was some issue with the video. Yeah, you can pause it there. So this is the elevator lobby of a premium residential community in India. So where we have put up displays on the elevator lobbies, which is a dual screen, and Zomato, a food delivery app, is promoting its brand in the top screen, where it's divided the screen into how many ever templates it wanted with a QR code for the tracking and the branding, any video that has to be played. So the top screen is totally customized as per the requirement of the brand. Yeah. So currently we are up with 2,500 displays in India and moving further, aiming at 100,000 display target in India with further expansion to foreign countries like Dubai and Australia. So we didn't actually settling up with the numbers, and we were also evolving as a company in the evolution of programmatic DOOH. So far what we have been seeing in the software or what is it happening in the advertising is just with the basic technology putting into the DOOH, and now it is like you are incorporating and infusing the artificial intelligence and machine learning into the digital out-of-home advertising, which is nothing but the programmatic DOOH. So for example, if you are sitting somewhere in the eastern part and you wanted to run a campaign for a particular set of parameters in the west. So you need not actually rush to any media vendor or any media agency for your ad. So there is something which is coming up as the ad exchange. An ad exchange is a real-time marketplace where there is huge inventory pools set in from the supply side, and the buyer side can actually approach all this based on their particular requirements. And in these cases, the most of the media buying happens in terms of real-time bidding, or again, it happens in an auction. For example, it is a New Year's Eve, and in the Times Square, there is only one slot left out for on the digital smart screen. And it is Merck and BMW who wanted to get into those spaces. Then an auction takes place, which is the real-time bidding for that particular space. And all these can be accessed directly over the ad exchange platforms. And the next thing is how we customize the ads based on the customer behavior. For example, if there is a smart screen and a group of 24 or 25-year-old youngsters standing in front of it, and it definitely makes sense for a BMW M4 series ad to be played there rather than a knee surgical solutions ad to be played, yes? So it is customizing the content based on who the viewer is. And suppose it also works in terms of temperature. Suppose if it's a very hot summer and a 10-year-old kid is standing in front of the display. So it should be something related to him. So something like an ice cream ad would do rather than playing up a jewelry or some automobiles ad in front of him. And I also have checked someone asking about the emotions being used for this. I'm not aware of the company exactly, but there is also a company which is working on the face recognition technology, which can give out the ads based on the person's emotions, based on the face he shows. For example, he is laughing or he shows a happy face. The ads which are related to that keeps playing, and we are more flexible to use the emotions with the face recognition technology for the artificial intelligence in segregating the ads. So, moving further, programmatic DOOH will be a revolution, and advertising is no more done for the sake of advertising. Let's take it in an interactive and lifestyle kind of advertising from here on. Thank you. Thanks for the stage.
Hi, thank you for that insightful inputs. I wanted to know, how many screens did you say was it in India?
Sorry?
How many screens are there in India?
Currently, we have got 2,500 plus displays across 9 cities in India.
Can you explain me the distribution, as in where all are they placed?
So we are present in Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, Mumbai, Pune, Coimbatore, and Delhi.
Mostly down south and then Delhi, the north.
Yeah, we have covered both the Delhi, Pune, and Mumbai sector of the north as well.
And do you have any plans for the US?
Because yes, so currently we are also looking out for the foreign expansions. We currently had got few leads for Dubai and Australia. Definitely looking forward for US as well.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
You mentioned that you're providing reports about the audience analysis. Can you tell me what tools do you use? How do you give this analysis? I can't imagine.
So you meant about the analysis post-campaign?
Yes, about post-campaign analysis. What are the tools?
Yeah, so what happens whenever there is a campaign done, the client would definitely require the reports. Like, for example, in a particular screen, there are 4 to 5 ads playing, for example. One from the food sector, one from the jewelry, and all those keep running in a loop. So the client would definitely require how many times it had played in a day, how many slots, how many times in the morning, afternoon, and evening, and the eyeballs that have seen that, out of which how many were the men, how many were the women. So these kind of log reports, which means the campaign reports, are provided for their analysis. So once, if you see, again, they target different cities and different properties. For example, if he can see a lot of eyeballs happening in one particular city and there are very less in a particular city, so that will help him design his future campaigns, like where to target more and where not to. Did I actually answer that, or was it that something else?
I just wanted to know about the tools. How do you metrics? How do you use that? How do you?
So far, what we have been doing for the count of the eyeballs are we use motion sensors where we can count the number of people standing in the vicinity of the display. And for the men and women, we have got cameras where we use the face recognition technique to check out if it's a man of what age and women of what age, and again, which is not a breach of privacy.
Hello, my name is Ayman. Thank you for the input. I just want to ask, so you don't create the content, but you just take the content and customize it to work for the target?
Sorry?
The content of the campaign.
Yes. The content of the campaign, what it is, like, there are two things. In case if the brand wants us to design the content, we can do it. But again, it will be right if the brand designs the content, because they'll be right how to talk to their audience, yes? So once we give them a template, they can design the template which doesn't take more than 2 minutes. They can put any number of images with an audio, with a video, or if they want the complete screen with an image. All that is totally flexible, and he can choose or design his template on his own way. Once the design is over, he uploads all his content, which he had already had, the videos and the photos. And once he processes through the payment gateway, the campaign is live in all the displays.
Thank you. I just have like 2 questions. Sorry. First of all, I work in the same industry. I work in the outdoor or out-of-home media in Saudi. We're considered to be the largest in Saudi. We do use measurability tools. However, we're very limited when it comes to measurability tools because of privacy and other security reasons. My question to you, do you use cameras for outdoor, or is it basically a sensor-based technology? Because in malls, I know in malls we can do a lot of things when it comes to malls, from beacon technology to nodes to different type of solutions. However, an outdoor is actually more complicated than that. Do you have any insight about outdoor, and how can we actually measure traffic?
So I'll tell you how it works. For example, if it is a mall where there are cameras already set up, so there is no issue with the privacy in case we are also putting up the cameras. And in case of the residential things, it works on a mutual basis. The residentials, they will require a camera to set up for the security purposes, right? A webcam kind of thing. So we also provide them with the webcam services along with what we try to capture for our internal purpose. So where there is no loss of privacy for the community, again, and it works on a mutual basis. So there is nothing like we are getting them out of their privacy without their permission. And I guess that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Brilliant. Thank you so much. What a brilliant presentation, and thank you for your question.